Here we're going to go over some sketch relations. These can make your life a lot easier when you're trying to make your sketches line up the way you want them to and want to give them fully defined where they all turn black. First off, the sketch relations are these little green squares that are going to show up. So I'm just going to go through a couple here real quick. One thing that you can do is you can give something properties. You can see right here that these have vertical properties. So if we click on this, we can make this line vertical, or if we want, we could make it horizontal. But right now we have contradicting sketch relations, so if we delete the vertical one, then it'll give the horizontal property. So if it's green, that means it approves. The next one I'm going to look at is parallel. So you've got two lines, you want them to be parallel to each other. You can choose parallel. You notice there's a bunch of different types. So what I want you to do is just kind of go through and play with some of the different ones. We'll look at collinear. This makes it to where these lines will line up no matter what. The last thing I want to look at is putting this line and this line collinear to each other. So if we've got this line out here in space, but we want it to be collinear over here, we can select this line, and select collinear, and then it moves them together. Notice that these two lines are still parallel to each other, but it moves this one over here. Now, if you wanted this line to be the one that moves, you could always come in and give this a fixed relation. So now that's black. We can't move that or change that. So if we give these the collinear, it'll move that line over. Now notice this line has to line up with here, so the blue dots on the end mean we can still make the line longer if we want, but we can't move it left to right. The last one we're going to look at is equals. If you have a bunch of circles on, say, a drill plate, and a lot of them are going to be equal to each other, you can select your circles, select equals, and then when you go in and you actually dimension this, both circles will change. One final note, when you have a pretty complex sketch going on, unlike this one, you'll have a lot of green boxes all over the place with the relations between everything, and sometimes that can get in your way. So one thing you can do is go up here to view and then go down to sketch relations, and that will turn the queue of those off. If you click on the line, it still brings up all the ones that apply to it, but they don't automatically show all the time, and that way you can clean up your screen if you need to make changes on a more complex sketch.